Alright, today we're here with Mr. Jerome Flores, getting a short interview on his woodwork business, the bicycles, and much more. Right now you're making a crib?
It's a co-sleeper. It's almost like a crib, but it locks against the bed so that the mother could access the baby very quickly, at night when it starts fussing,
Alright. You work by yourself or you have
Yeah,
you have a helper?
It depends on what I'm doing. As something like this, for the cost that I charge, I won't be able to hire someone because then, all the profit will go to them, right? So something small, I would normally do it by myself.
Alright.
Cut this right now.
Now I know you before you had the fall and everything, but why did you choose woodwork?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know that I had a talent in it.
Really?
One day I was living at the house at the farm, about I would say 5 miles from here. And one day I was thinking about furniture and I thought of bamboo furniture. So where the farmhouse is right now, we have a lot of that locally, so it's like pretty much right in your yard, right? So that just came to my mind, and I mentioned it to my parents, and we knew of a friend that has been making bamboo furniture for quite a number of years. So we got in contact with him, and my parents, they took me for 1 week to this gentleman's Mr. Said house, and there is where I learned how to do the
bamboo furnitures,
how to cut it, what to look for, how to strengthen it, how to connect them, everything about it. I learned it there, and then I came back and then I started my own business.
So tell me about the tools. I have some very nice tools here.
Yeah, well, when you're just starting, you don't have as much tools as you want, but thank God, after a few years, I've been gathering a lot of tools that will make everything much easier for me, As you can see, I'm in a wheelchair, so I have to make sure everything is much comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And, I used to have the basics, but I met a very good friend of mine, Miss Pamela Hunter.
Yeah.
And she told me that she has some tools laying up for like 4 to 5 years in a trailer, and she said that she would like to loan me the tools so that they are used and not just parked there.
Alright.
This is one of them. This meter saw that is one of them that she loaned me. This grinder here, a little rotor to rotate the edges, and a bandsaw, and the table saw at the back, and this press drill. So I got quite a few.
And she's from Barrel Boomer.
Where's
she from?
Her husband, before he passed away, he used to. His family is right here from Boom. I think they used to live in Belize City.
Okay.
So there is where she lives at the moment, and I'm very blessed and I'm appreciative of her and thankful for her for loaning me these tools, so it will make my life a much easier, much less complication, and I'll pretty much get stuff completed, look neater, and look more finished quicker, So I'm happy for that.
All right. So Mr. Jerome, maybe we could decide to get into bicycle and then you then on wheelchair. How you make that connection there?
Well, actually, after my accident, at times I would get very depressed, get down, and I was a very active person, but when someone get a trauma like mine, sometimes or most of the time, people would just give up in life and just stay in bed, lying down, doing nothing, get frustrated, right? So one day I was just right there going through the internet, and I said, let me see if they have bikes for a person, like me, would have a disability. And I was searching and searching, and I found one that I really liked, and that is where I downloaded the picture, and then I looked at it and I said, you know what, I could build this.
Build your own bike.
So I gathered.
So where you get material from?
I gathered all material around here.
From the yard?
Little steel, maybe I might have took something from my dad, you know, but I used what I had around, and surprisingly,
This is the end result.
yes, the end result, and well, to be honest, this one is the second one I made. The
Okay.
first one was the one that I gathered the material from around here, and I made it exactly how I saw in the picture. And at the time, I used to watch American Choppers, and I was just so excited about that show, and that is where I got to make this front piece right here. You see, like those choppers?
Oh, okay,
See
okay.
how they have these handles? They always got something look amazing like this. So
Yeah.
that is where I get my
Aerodynamic
motivation. Yeah,
type of
like
thing.
that. Yeah, and it looks really unique, you know, and different. And you know, I decided just to do it, and I went and I got the other stuff, and I made the first one, like I said, and I surprisingly just ride perfectly.
And you ride for fun, you ride for fundraising. What is your purpose of riding?
What happened, I made a promise to myself, and I mentioned to my mom that whenever I would have made this bike, or made a bike, or have a bike, whatever way I would have had it, I would ride for an organization.
Okay.
So when I completed the first bike, I said, you know what, Mom, I need to look for an organization. And she said, okay then. And we looked around, and we looked in the phone book, and you know, we didn't have any luck. But I don't know, I think maybe it was in there, or someone mentioned Belize.
Okay.
And that is where we found where it was, and we went and we met Mr. Evan Kowa. He was the director of Belize at the time, and we spoke to him, and he was excited, and I told them that I wanted to ride to raise awareness for persons with disability, and they were on board with the idea, and we gathered together, and then I went to myself and him, we went together at Orange Walk, and there is where we met, I think it was his uncle-in-law, Mr. German Vega, and sons. They have a business there, and Mr. German Vega was the one that donated sponsored the $3,000 to build the bike.
Oh,
So
seriously?
bike, yes, from start to finish, and this is the finish.
This is an
product here.
expensive bike, man.
Yes, it's a very
$3,000?
Yep. So well, when you go online and you look at it, then
you see the real cost.
And then you'll say, man, might as well I buy a vehicle than to spend it on a bicycle. But you know, it's just, you know, the uniqueness of it, and you know, now it's pedaling with hands, so it need, I think for us to sit down, it need a lot more material, so I guess maybe that's why it costs a lot. But that was my motivation, and I had all the support from everyone, my family, Belize again, and Mr. German Vega, and you know, the result when I sat on it the first time I finished, man, it was just rolling very smoothly. You know? I was so excited to, you know, get it finished, and you know, and upon getting it completed, I was using the first one that I made. I rode with me and my mom, man. My mom was in shape, man. She had some huge cars like those cyclists, those pro cyclists out there, you know, and that was just so much more excited for me.
You have good family support.
Yes, good. Ooh, I have the best family support in the world, you know, and you know, my mom and I, we would go and ride, and she is most of the time the wake, son, get up, let's go ride. And so she always used to be the one also push me,
encouraging you.
Yes, and encourage me. And when I was ready, we set the date, and we rode the first year from Coruscant to Belize. We did it in 3 days. The first day was from Coruscant to Orange Walk. The second day was from Orange Walk to Sand Hill. And the third day was from Sand Hill to Belize City. And that was an amazing experience.